Hello everyone! So after I did my recent video talking about my work planner, I am still using that Scribbles That Matter B5 bullet planner and I still love it. I went through a little bit of a crisis with what I was using for my personal planner. So for nearly a year I've been using this, which is an A6 traveller's notebook. I really like it. It's from an Etsy shop. I can put the link in the description below. The decal is from Elibeth Designs. She does these custom ones and they're so pretty and they're sort of holographic and they're lovely. And I have been using that. I think I'd slightly fallen out of love with the sort of diary section that I had. When I started using this, I had a sort of cobbled together section from a 2018 diary, and that worked really well. But then when it got to 2019, I didn't want to buy a diary just to cut it up to put in here. So I'd experimented with various printables and things, and I didn't really get on with any of them. And I just got to the point where I was just a little bit bored of doing the kind of weekly setup from scratch every week. So every week I'd be setting up a goals page, a tracker page, daily pages, writing it all out. And I just felt like, actually, I'm doing the same thing every week, more or less. I seem to be wasting my time a little bit with that. So I'm not saying I will never go back to this because I do love it. And I think particularly if I can find the right diary insert to make it work for me, I would definitely go back to using that. Anyway, so I just was suddenly in a kind of, I can't cope with this anymore. So I ordered a new planner online. I found a Kate Spade planner, significantly reduced because a 12-month planner that's an academic year planner. So it only had like 6 months left in it. And I thought, do you know what, that'll be fine. I'll use it for 6 months. And then I'll look around again in sort of June, July time to find a new planner that I want to use then, or go back to the Traveller's Notebook. I used it for a week. I really hated it. The thing I really hated about it, I haven't got it here to show you actually because I've already thrown it away. I just couldn't bear it. It wasn't so much the layout inside, but the outside. It was a hard, like a cardboard kind of cover. So the whole thing was almost like an A5 ring binder, except that inside it wasn't ring bound, it was coil bound. And what that meant was you couldn't then, like with a normal coil bound planner where you can fold it all the way back on itself so that then you can write. You couldn't do that. So it was really hard to write near the middle of the thing, and it was already quite narrow and quite small. And I mean, it just did my head in. So like I say, I used it for a week. So then what I thought I would do, because I have already invested a little bit in the Happy Planner system, that's what I use for my faith planner. I already own the Happy Planner Punch. So what I thought I would try is cutting out the pages from the Kate Spade planner, using the Happy Planner Punch and using some discs. So I've got some spare little mini discs like that. And then just setting it up as a mini Happy Planner, which is more or less what this is, but I will show you because I have already made some changes to it. So I didn't have any mini Happy Planner sized covers, so I ordered those. But as you'll see, the inside is not just a straightforward mini Happy Planner. So you can order these. I think these are like about £5 and you've got 3 sets of front and back covers that are mini Happy Planner sized. So this is the inside from the Kate Spade planner. You can see I'd already stickerated it and put my name on it, and I've punched that there. This is the 2019-2020 diary, which I'm just using as a period tracker, and I just thought, well, I might as well carry on with that. So these are all from the Kate Spade planner: birthdays, celebrations, notes page. And then I did like, this is the sort of setup that you get for each month, and then this sort of word, unusual kind of word, sometimes related to the time of year, not always, and a definition of it. This is still the Kate Spade planner. This is February. I set up for the month just to try, so I stickerated it and put things in. It's quite small, but you know, it was fine, it worked. Then this was January, which obviously I didn't get the planner in January, so I used that as some notes pages for various things. This is the 1 week that I planned in this planner, and I did try. As you can see, it was birthday week for Elibeth Designs, which is where I buy when I buy stickers, that tends to be where I buy them from. And she loves rainbows. And so there was a sort of decorate your planner in a rainbow themed week. So I didn't have loads of rainbow themed stickers because foolishly I'd put them all in my work planner and then I wasn't in the office all week, so I didn't get a chance to photograph them. But anyway, so you can see I tried that, and I've been trying to do a bit more with kind of lettering and things, and all the little penguin stickers are from Rachel at Ellie Beth Designs. It was a week where I was away most of the week. I was away on a conference Monday to Wednesday. I was away all day on Thursday, and indeed I was out most of Friday as well. I didn't have a lot that needed planning, which was a good thing, because even the little bit that I did need to plan, you know, took up all the space, really. And like I said, I didn't have a lot of stickers to use, and that was also a good thing because there wasn't a lot of space to use them. So I found that quite frustrating. It's quite small, going from a sort of whole A6 page per day, plus a weekly tracker and goals page, to week on 2 pages. You can see that little space for Saturday and Sunday. It was just too small, and I wasn't really working well. That you can see when I got to a page where I actually had stuff to do, like yesterday and today, I had like 10 things in a list, and there was no way they were going to fit on the page. So we are trying something new in March. So this is one of the other covers. I'm using it as a sort of dashboard page marker. Here's what I've done for this week. So I've set up a goals page. This is just an old index card. It's not quite the right size. I need to just trim a bit off the bottom. And I've set that up with the things that I want to achieve this week. I quite like that it's this way around, but I might change it to do them that way in the future. So anyway, that's quite simple to do, but I like that it's there. It's the first thing that I see. I've got a meal plan. I bought some Happy Planner meal plan sheets. They're too long. They're for the classic size, but you can just fold them back. It's not complicated. So I have a meal plan and grocery list. I'm interested to see how that works, having that as a separate page here. Often I would have done that in my traveller's notebook, just put those lists at the back after the sort of daily pages for the week. So I think we'll try that. At the moment I've got those in front of the month. I'm not sure that's where they're staying, but anyway, this is the monthly page. Now you will see this is not from the Kate Spade planner. Yeah, it's just not. This is one that I spent some time today designing and printing myself. It's on cheap printer paper. I do need to get some better quality paper. I had some, and then I think I must have used it all up. Either that or it's got mixed in with my cheapy paper and I can't tell the difference. Yeah, so this is a sort of undated layout that I've worked out from Monday to Sunday. It's got 6 weeks. So actually for March, you don't need 6. It all fits neatly within 5. But there is space if you've got a month that goes over 6 weeks, because I don't really like having shared boxes. I need to play around a little bit with this bit on the side, fits it a little bit awkwardly. But in general, I'm quite pleased with that. I quite like the rainbow theme, which you will see as we turn over the page. This is what we got. So this is what I'm trying at the moment is week on 4 instead of week on 2. So that gives me twice as much space. And so for each day, what I've done is I've done the header line, then I've done a section with a 3 set checklist, and what I'm using that for is appointments, places I have to be and times I have to be there. And then under the line, I've printed on the printer the little to-do banner, and that's where the sort of list of things that I need to remember to do that day goes. We'll see how that goes. I might not always want to print that. Some days it might not be so much to do as to buy or to think about or whatever. There's more room for stickerating, which I have done. I've done a little bit of lettering, but not as much. I'm much happier with this as what my planner looks like at the start of the week. There is space. There's not loads of space tomorrow, but that's okay. I pretty much know what I'm doing tomorrow. There is space most days to fill in things that come up as we go through the week. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, continuing in the same pattern. Again, some stickers, still some space for a little bit of lettering that I want to try and do a bit more of. I didn't print it with the dates. I might do that in the future. There was a point earlier where I was like, what's that weird mark that I've got on there? And then I realised it was me trying to write 1. And then what I've done is printing out the tracker. And I like this. One of the things I think I was getting most frustrated about in the Traveller's Notebook was having to work out my own tracker every week. And I'd sort of worked out what were the things I wanted to track, and so it was the same every week, and it was just a bit time consuming. So I've included that in this extra space here. So those are all the things to track, and some of them are just check off, and some of them are keep a number and a note of what's going on and so on. So those are my weekly pages. I think, well, I'm going to see how that goes, really. I'm interested to see how it goes. I'm optimistic that that might work quite well, particularly given the flexibility, because it's the other thing with the wire-bound planner. You couldn't then add in other stuff if you needed to. So I've got the extra meal plan and grocery list, I've got the extra goals page. They don't need to stay in here forever. That's the nice thing about discount plans. It's really easy to take those out. I don't need to keep my meal plans and grocery lists forever. I don't necessarily need to keep my weekly goals forever, but I just, can keep it all together. So I've still got in here, I've just clipped this so that it's easy to find what I want. I've still got in here the rest of the Kate Spade pages, in case at some point I decide I want to go back to those. I've got some more of the meal plan sheets in here ready to use. And I've also printed out the weekly pages for next week as well. You can see I had already made a couple of changes to this. I put in this special space for the date. And yeah, I just changed the colour of the gingham in the middle there. So that's what I'm trying. Week on 4, a bit more space than week on 2. Not quite as much as in the A6. We will see how that goes. So there's some spare pages there, all those spare pages there. And then I used one of the, because I had like loads of these, I've used an extra one there. And that just then separates off as a sort of notes section at the back, and some forward planning and that kind of thing there. There's a pocket. I've just ordered actually some actual mini Happy Planner pockets. This is cut out of the Kate Spade one. It doesn't really fit. It sort of almost fits on the discs, but not really. And that's got receipts and some little stickers in there. So that is my current everyday planner. It's a bit bigger than the A6 that I have been taking, but it's not huge. It's certainly not. I mean, that was the other thing with the Kate Spade, where it's just really huge and bulky and inflexible to take around, and I just didn't like using it at all. I mean, it's pretty, but I didn't like using it. So I'm hoping that this is going to work out as a better system, and I'll see. I don't know whether I've been looking at actual mini Happy Planner inserts, and I'm not sure that I've found any that do the week on 4. They have horizontal week on 2, and they have vertical week on 2, and they also have week on 1 with a sort of dashboard here, which I like the sound of, but then you get really, really tiny space for the week on 1, so I'm not sure that's going to work. So we will see. If anyone knows of anywhere you can get week on 4 mini Happy Planner inserts, I would be really interested in that. But in the meantime, I will continue printing my own and seeing how this develops. Thanks so much for watching.